the Jamaica Selectboard meeting to order, please. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the January 28th meeting.
I have two suggestions.
Okay.
Paragraph 1, line 3.
Don't be too mean, because I was acting secretary.
No, you did very well acting like the secretary. Except the part where you said, and our regular secretary did venture out. Perhaps you meant did not.
Oh, yeah, did not.
That's my thought.
Okay.
In the last line, which says February 1, 2013, Rob Faulkner gave his directions on these two projects. Do we want to put another word besides directions in there? His suggestions, his opinions?
Opinions. It's good.
Could you give me the places that you are?
First paragraph, third line, actually, continuation. It says, our regular secretary did venture out. We went inserting did not venture out. You really said put opinions in the second one?
Yeah. Yes.
Works for me.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move that we accept the minutes of January 28th.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next on the agenda is to approve the select board pay orders. Number 3, approve the highway office transfer station timesheets. Number 4, time for public concerns. No public concerns at this time. Number 5, Matt Mann from Wyndham Regional is going to be here, so I'm going to turn this over to Lou. He has the information about the scenic byway. Lou?
I emailed you all about a week and a half ago. Right. Some language that the Scenic Byway Committee is included in their document, and asked you all to take a look at it. Basically, it's just language regarding Jamaica and within that document and how it stands to benefit and what kind of resources we have to offer the public. And it looked pretty good to me. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at it.
It looked fine to me.
I think we talked about this before. The question is, do we want to support that their effort, the Scenic Byways Committee's effort to extend Route 100 from the Massachusetts border up? I think it's up to around the western area, maybe a little bit further up.
Not extend Route 100, but just the byway corridor.
Right,
The scenic
byway.
byway. I think it might be useful to Jamaica, be helpful to Jamaica.
Certainly,
It can't hurt.
businesses bed and breakfast along the way will benefit, I think, from the additional transfer. So if that's the way everybody feels, what Matt has asked us to do is to have a motion in support of that document. So to that effect, I'd like to make a motion that our board unanimously approve the byway draft corridor management plan.
I'd second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
I would just like to add that we ought to include a thank you to these guys. I thought they did a very good job of presenting Jamaica.
Okay, we can send a little thank you to
Yeah, I think they did a good job of that.
Wyndham Regional
It's not really the Wyndham Regional Committee.
Committee that did that. We can do that.
That fits into the town plan, too.
Yes, it does.
Trying to increase business and development.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none.
It's called the Route 100 Scenic Byway Committee, I think is what they call
I
it.
think so.
Corridor management opinion.
That's the plan, right?
It came from Matt Mann.
Right, well, Matt is part of, he's actually supporting it as the Wyndham Regional Commission, but it's a separate commission or group that is promoting this. Now, to that effect, I would like to invite any of you who are interested to join me. I'm going to go to this meeting a week from Wednesday. It's in Londonderry.
Okay.
And it is the people that will decide whether to approve this or not. They're having a hearing. in Londonderry.
Okay, Wednesday,
Wednesday, the 13th.
no, has to be the 20th. This Wednesday, the 13th, or next?
He told me the 13th.
Okay, so it's, okay.
It's in 2 days.
All right, Wednesday,
You got a message about me.
I thought it was a week from Wednesday.
okay. At what time?
6:30.
6:30 p.m. at the Londonderry.
Meeting is to give testimony to that committee or to that decision-making body. And we'll probably give an opportunity to say something about Jamaica during that hearing.
Okay, if anyone wants to, who's going to go? I don't think I have another meeting on mine. I'll let you know if I can go.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to go, follow with me, I'll talk to them or something.
Sure.
And we'll be there.
The more support we get from Jamaica, the better.
So just let us know, and we'll leave it probably at 6?
Probably enough time.
6:10?
Yeah, well, let's say 6. We gotta figure out where the parking is.
Okay.
You know that area better than I.
I do, we'll take the scenic route.
Up Route 100.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, okay. Okay, number 6.
Oh, excuse me,
sorry.
one more thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Ed, I don't know, I think I mentioned it in the email I sent out, I don't know if you saw it. They need to have a copy of our minutes with that motion in it.
Okay.
And if we could get that out tomorrow, that would be great.
Where does that go?
You can email it to me and I'll get it to the right place. But I guess they have a deadline of getting all their information in.
And they have to be in by tomorrow, probably for that meeting on Wednesday,
Right.
I assume.
Right. So if that's possible, I would appreciate it. There are some select boards that are meeting tomorrow on the topic, so we're a day ahead of them.
Well, you thought it was
Begin the next day.
I did too, yeah. I could have it wrong on my calendar too. I'll have to look.
Double check, but for some reason I think it is because they wanted it right the next day, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. You all set on that?
Yep.
Okay. Next on the agenda is, it's a delinquent property tax. It was a mobile home that was on the property, and it was on Henderson Road, I believe. The people have moved a long time ago from it. It was just sort of used as a catch-all. The mobile home has been removed. The folks who own it have moved to out west somewhere. Terry, our treasurer, has sent numerous notices that they owe. They're in the delinquent tax bracket with no response at all. The location is 12 Teacher Road. So and the amount of tax they owe us is $1,647.33. And it's just on the mobile home, not on the property. What is your pleasure?
My recollection is that Bonnie tried to sell it at auction and nobody wanted to buy
Nobody,
it.
it was,
Nobody
you
dilapidated.
could, yeah, it was so dilapidated you couldn't use it even for storage.
What's the status of the taxes of the land that it was sitting
The
on?
land is taken care of by the people who own the permanent house there.
And they're up to date?
They've been paying their taxes, yes.
So this is, as my recollection is that this is a mobile home
That
that
was-
don't own the land.
Correct.
They just own the property or the piece of the...
The mobile home, they own. It was the tax on the mobile home.
So I think our option are to just forget about it and
We're going to have to, because I don't believe we'll ever get that money since the people who owned it do not respond. And Terry's been sending out notices for a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Was that residence part of the complaints I got as health officer?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and it was on the right?
Yes.
That trailer's gone?
That's gone, that big trailer.
I think we're lucky that it's gone.
Yeah, so
They took the trailer?
they took it down. No, it was abandoned for quite a while,
Yeah, it was pretty,
and now
Special.
they did take it down.
Yeah, we haven't been.
had much
The young couple that lives there, I think they're trying very hard to
Yeah.
make it presentable with what they, the best they can. So my request that we,
What's the right word? Not waive the taxes.
Waive, forgive,
Forgive isn't a good word.
no, forgo the taxes. Exempt, no.
Absorb the taxes.
Yeah, basically.
Let the town absorb these taxes. Absorb would be a good word. Okay, we'll have to have a motion. Luke, somebody who would like to make a motion?
I'll move that the town stop pursuing the taxes on this property and write it off. I guess that's good.
Write it off, yes.
We'll write that property off.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on that property? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carried. And I will tell Terry tomorrow. Okay.
You may want to talk with Paul about how we actually do it legally.
I will with our attorney, yes. So we do it properly. Next on the agenda, we received a excess weight permit from RK Miles that needs our signature, needs Brian's signature, but I think that one of us, I can sign it. And let's see, we did bring up a couple meetings ago, I believe we did, their certificate of highway mileage. And it just needs to be signed. We checked it out and nothing has changed, so it has to be signed by the board. So we just need the board's signature today on that. And then we received a copy of a notice from the State of Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation, a wastewater system and potable water supply permit for Wesley Frost on Schrader Road. And
Do we need a motion on that overweight request?
overweight permit, we might as well, I can't remember.
All right. I'll move
Why don't we do that?
that the chair sign the overweight permit with the usual exceptions.
Do we have a second?
You all second that?
All in favor, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Motion carried. I have no other business, Lou?
Wait, so expect that as a record. I don't have anything.
Paul?
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
Oh, this is for,
I know. That's what they keep me around. The first thing has to... Actually, it's probably one I can combine. The first thing has to do with town radios. Keith and I have been working on this project with the town radios for months now, and they're just not up to snuff. The power, the current thinking, I had a long conversation with the owner of the company that provides our service on Friday, and they're coming along the same thinking that we are, that the radios that we got from these radios were not as good as they thought they were. We've had a lot of problems. But having said that, they had a tower antenna break up at Stratton. So for the last 3 weeks, they've had miserable, everywhere they've had problems. So we talked about the possibility of using VHF and UHF. VHF would allow us to communicate with a fire department, for example. The problem with VHS, as it turns out, we'd have to own our own repeater. In order to do that, it'll cost between $8,000 and $10,000, or we could spend $500 a month to rent space on. We'd also have to find a mountaintop to put our repeater on. But it doesn't seem like it's a real good idea. Staying with UHF, which is what we have now, we will not be able to communicate with the emergency services, but as Keith and I have talked about, we all have cell phones. So they'd find a way to make that work.
Right.
So what Todd would like to do, this is the gentleman who owns the company, he would like to give us, they're waiting for parts for the new antenna that broke. So he would like for us to, before we made any decisions, to wait for the parts to come in. He's going to fix the antenna, then he's going to loan us a couple of digital radios to see if that's any better.
Okay.
Then he's willing to, he said he will swap out the the Motorola radios that we have now that are failing us with some used Kenwoods that he says are good.
Those are good ones, yes.
Yeah, and he said that that would be at no cost.
Okay.
To just swap them out. But he would like to do that. We could take a chance with
That
these.
sounds like the right way to go.
I had been, before I had the conversation with Todd, I had contacted, as near as I could tell, the options we have. There's an outfit in London, in Lebanon, New Hampshire, another one in Rutland and South Burlington, and one in Troy. And I haven't I talked to one, and she was supposed to put together a package for us, which it hasn't arrived yet, so it's been about a week. But not asking for a bid, just getting a rough idea if they even handle this area. She wanted to look at our terrain and look at the mountains. It seems to me the smart move right now is, and I talked to Keith again today, is to continue with what we have, give these guys the time to fix their antenna, see what they provide for us, so we don't have to have the expense of going to new ones. New ones are going to cost us a lot of money. Very expensive. So if we can get some Kenwoods swapped out for these Motorola's and they provide services we're expecting, then I think we'll be better off than if we have to go to another system. It's going to have to be UHF, because unless you all are in the mood of spending $10,000 for an antenna and then finding a mountaintop of
No, I
publish
think
the second.
we could work something out
I think so.
another way where it wouldn't cost the town
Yeah,
anything.
semaphore flags, I think, would be better than that.
Right.
So anyway, so that's where we are with that right now. So right now, Keith and I talked this morning, we're going to stick with what we have until they get the antenna fixed, and then we're going to try the digitals and move on to the swap. That's where we are with the radios.
Does anybody have any questions for Paul?
Do they have an idea what the time frame on fixing the antenna?
They're waiting parts, so he said 2 or 3 weeks, so
But our folks can talk to each other.
they can talk to each other if they're within, yelling range.
Right.
You can do that without radio.
Sorry, all cell phones are supposed to be turned off.
Didn't want to respond. The other thing that I had, he's got a cell phone.
They have contact between the three of them.
And, yeah.
Right now, that's the most important thing.
Well,
and to be in
Todd-
contact with.
Well, Todd was very receptive. I said, we've got guys out there in a storm, and they can't talk to each other, and we need something. He said, he understands. Very nice guy, very receptive to our situation, very understanding, so I'm comfortable giving him time to work. The other thing, did we want to talk about the proposal, the bids? We got some paper from V-Trans from District 2 on how to submit proposals for services. Because we need to start thinking about getting bids out for the services for the
Fixing of the roads.
fixing of the bridges.
I mean, the bridges.
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Engineering services. So we got this. I think you've got a copy of it. I don't know if it was sent to everybody or not, but we can certainly get it to you. But it's just a draft of what other towns have used, and they kind of polished it for Jamaica a little bit.
All right, what we should do is, I think we should email it to the rest of the board,
Okay.
have them look it over, and in our next meeting, we can further discuss that.
Yeah. We should be getting on it fairly soon because it's going to take some time.
Yeah, our next meeting.
This helps a huge amount. This is very helpful.
Okay.
Yep.
But it give a chance to the rest of the board to read it over, and if they have any questions.
Yep. So you take a look at it, and especially with your experience with bids and stuff.
Right, yeah, I'd like to look over at Andy to learn how to.
I have something for Brian, but he's not here, so I guess I'll wait. Because it involves the closeout today we had.
Okay,
And
I'd like to hear how that went.
well, let's talk about it.
we can?
All right, today we had Mary Anders from the state of Vermont down to help us with closeouts on WJR3 and WJR17. These are two projects on West Jamaica Road that we had put the packages together to close out. And we have a pile of paper like this for each one of us, plenty of work. Turns out her concern was that there appears to have been some things we did not charge enough for, specifically materials, in that she says the way it looks like we're under the estimate, but she says it looks like there's so much under the estimate that FEMA will look at that and say, did they really do the work? And so one of the concerns we have, and Terry and I are going to go through this whole thing again and make sure we didn't miss anything. We had some materials from Lowe's Pit, Maxine Lowe's Pit.
Yep.
We never got any kind of an invoice from them. And we're not sure how much that makes difference, but we're trying to find out what we may have missed
Okay.
that would pump up the material numbers. Now, there's some factor because we didn't spend nearly as much money on materials as the FEMA estimate showed. So there's a certain amount of that's just in the cost difference.
Okay.
But then this, for example, where we know we got some materials from them, but we don't have
So
that
hopefully we can
material.
figure out how much. I'm sure somebody's got
Exactly.
it.
And Brian was involved with that at the time, so I was
Right.
hoping that he could we'll talk to him soon
Yeah.
and get that worked out. But other than that, she'll be back on the 11th. We're making this a regular 11th thing.
11th of March.
11th of March, and she would like us to finish these two that we did today. We're here till 6 tonight. Discuss how we could modify how we present some things to increase our what we get back. She was really helpful.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's looking better?
Yeah, it looks better because she's got some ideas of how we can do things a little differently and make and get a little bit more money back. We had given up on a couple of things that we thought there was no hope of getting reimbursed for the DAX, for example. And she says, no, don't give up on that. Here's how you make this work, and this is what we can do about that.
Okay.
She says other towns have done the same thing. They just don't have their hands because of the way the system is.
That's administrative costs.
The administrative costs are the specific ones. So she said, here's how you make that work. So
Good.
Terry and I got a good information from her tonight. And she was extremely helpful, very, very committed to helping us get the best
Okay.
in female. So very good meeting.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Andy? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's it. I think that's all I can think of.
Andy?
One thing, Keith put the road close sign back together in front of, on the corner of Water and Depot Street. Turns out I had a sign I found under the dirt. And so I gave him that one back and he had one. So he put it back and it
Oh, okay.
has stayed through the windstorm. And
Did you use the long or did you cut it shorter?
he said he got it from you.
Right, I was very long. I didn't know if he shortened
I
it.
didn't really look, but it hasn't fallen over.
It's still there. So
It's got snow all around it now. And the second thing is I was approached by someone who was interested in trying to clear the sidewalks, wondering if we had anyone to do that. His name's Mark Pluff. He lives around town somewhere. Said he has access to a snow blower and was interested in seeing what we had to say about that.
Okay, what do you think? I mean, can we dig through all that heavy-duty snow and ice and stuff like that on the sidewalks?
It looks like the payloader had someone moved some in front of the church, but
Yeah, he was out there earlier today. I think that because it got built up pretty hard, and I was trying to knock mine down, and it's like I was using a pickaxe to
Right,
get
I
through
hate to
this.
have a poor fella come in there and just work and just
Yeah.
get nothing done.
But it's possible that maybe if we get some heavy equipment from the town office to just not, maybe tear up the stuff that we've got there now to get to a point where it can be managed by a snowblower.
Let's do that because we probably will get more snow. We could maybe,
we might this weekend.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some complaints of how difficult it is to walk to the post
it
office.
is, but no, I mean, nobody wanted the job. There's
Right. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
not.
not
I mean,
thinking
I was thinking about that, and I think part of the reason is that we don't have the equipment. We're expecting someone to provide the
Right.
equipment. I think we're going to have to bite the bullet and buy a piece of equipment.
Like Townsend has. Townsend has that little
It's-
tractor.
Basically, it's a larger home-style tractor with a
Right.
blower in the front. I think we need to do that.
Tractor or just a walk
It's a-
behind?
it's
No, it's a tractor. And it's all closed in, so if it's
Oh, yeah.
inclement weather,
Oh, yeah.
constantly do it.
Very serious piece of equipment.
And we're going to have to do it anyway for the new sidewalks, so we should maybe think about maybe next year looking into purchasing something like that.
Well, I think that if you've got somebody who's interested in doing the work, and we can,
We could see if we could work with Keith and the guys, if they could maybe
with something heavy.
bucket load the
Yeah.
snow off into a truck and maybe start from square one again. We should talk to them first. Andy, do you want to talk to,
I just wanted some direction on how
I mean,
to go
I'll
about
talk
this.
to Keith, see what he thinks about it, or if you would like to chat with him and see what he thinks about it, and then
Okay.
if
Last year, we had an hourly rate.
That's what I need. This fellow is interested. I didn't provide him with
Yeah.
any information about pay or.
Right, he was, because they use their own machine, it was like $30 an hour.
Something like that, right?
Right.
if you want to check with Terry, she could let you know what that rate was, and then just
Okay.
offer him the same rate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was 30.
Yeah, I remember commenting on it.
But he used his own machine and stuff like that.
Okay. So, as far as, what should I tell the potential applicant?
I don't think we have to, I think, let's just give him a trial.
Okay.
Right.
That's what we did with Amos.
And then, in the meanwhile, before I talk to him, or
Yeah, see if
just
the
tell him
guys
that I need to
can,
talk to the...
right, tell him
Keith,
that
and
we'd like him to do it, but
They
right,
know each other,
yeah,
so maybe
they could work something out where the guys come with the bucket loader and
Yeah.
clean off the side, because I don't think a snow blower is going to get through
even a really good one.
this mess.
It's tough.
Especially if it's freezing up.
It's hard.
And, I mean, it is dangerous on that one side, you know, people walk because you can't park at the post office half the time.
Good.
And that's another,
Right.
backing out of the post
I
office.
don't back out. I back
Try not
in.
to. Well, that's what we're supposed to do, but it's easier
Right.
said than done if you've got a truck. But anyway, I'll pass that along to
Okay,
to
and tell
Mark,
him
and
Yeah.
I'll give Keith a call tomorrow.
And then let us know what he thinks, and then see when,
I can,
work something out with him.
and that would be for how much sidewalk? Is it, where does it stop going down
I
Iowa?
guess I would take it down Main Street and around the church down,
East,
at
all
least
the
to
way down
the,
to
at least to
To the
bridge.
He went to the bridge.
Okay.
Did you take it, did you used to go further?
It stopped at the bridge at the Red House.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
Which
not
bridge are you talking about?
my bridge, the
So Denny Street, but not all the way down. What about the kids that heading to school? Do we want to go all the
I
way
don't
down?
think it went down
It didn't go
there.
down that far.
So I rode my
And it was-
snowmobile on that.
Yeah, no kids really walk to school, no
And
children.
then I think it also included from the Three Mountain Inn down to
It's a
at
stretch.
least to the, almost to the
It
Masonic
was to the
Hall.
Masonic Hall, right to the end of
Wow.
Harvey's.
And then also on this side of the street, from Hank and Toby's down to Town Hall.
See, I think that's going to be hard to get that, because you have to go on people's property. I don't know.
That was another thing,
Check.
he wanted to know which way did the guy shoot the snow, under the road
Well,
or?
you know, we can give him his name and telephone number, and he can call
Okay,
Amos.
Okay,
and
Terry
chat
have
with
that?
him. Terry has that number.
Okay.
Yeah. At least give him the information, what he has, and I think that's a
how
good
he did it,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
okay, and then as far as payment and all of that, Terry could probably,
Terry will tell you, yeah, I'm positive it was 30, but it might,
and how that comes about.
Right, he'll just come in and sign up with Terry for whatever
Okay.
form
Right.
has to be filled out.
and would he have to have, because we get a 1099, would he have to have proof of insurance?
It's a good question.
With his own equipment, maybe.
I
Yeah.
have to ask Terry how.
Because
what
he really
Amos
won't
did.
be an employee of the town. It'd be like a contracted,
Yeah.
where you'd have to have an insurance.
Right,
I don't know, so check with him and see, you know, like when you paint, you have your insurance, right?
general liability, I don't know what, that would,
He could have him ask Amos what he had,
okay.
if he had any. I think, I don't remember. Because he had done it for a few years.
Okay,
So, okay. Got anything else?
no,
Okay, I just have one thing. I received this, which you probably all did. Gravel road management. I'd like to see Keith attend the one in, where is it? Landgrove, Vermont, on April 18th.
So it's a good workshop.
It's a good workshop, and I think, pardon me?
Who puts it on?
Is it Better Back Roads that puts it on?
Oh, Road Scholar Program. For the Vermont Local Road.
Yeah, I've been kind of after Keith to get into this Road Scholar program.
I think this sounds very, very good.
It's,
This one is a good one.
What it is you take a bunch of courses, you keep accumulating credits to the point where you earn a certain level of proficiency.
Right.
that sounds good.
I mean, it talks about, you know, what kind of stuff to put on the roads, how to maintain roads, and yeah,
The guy from Better Back Roads came and talked to Keith and I.
I remember
He's a
that.
real nice guy. He does some good workshops.
So I will stop by and give that to Keith. I'll fill it all in and tell him I signed him up.
Speaking of roads, I wanted to say how well our road is being kept during the snow.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Phenomenally.
Oh, good, that's nice to hear, yeah.
Wide
I
enough?
don't know how your road is.
Well, it's good.
It's actually been very good.
Good.
Very good.
Wide enough, though?
Well, we're running into too much snow now.
Oh, yeah.
But I suspect we're going to have to cut the banks back
Give them a
the
look.
next time.
What day is that?
They've been well sanded, and
Yeah, wow,
We're thinking,
really.
April
let's
8th.
see what happens this year with the mud season.
yeah, we should be.
We've already had like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I
no.
vote yes on that.
I definitely say yes.
Okay, do we have anything further? If we don't, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do a second?
Thanks.
Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 7:34. Thank you.